Hey Lunatics, what's up? It's Asylum Reviews here, coming at you guys with my 205 Live and NXT review for the March 26th and March 27th episode of both shows. Last week on 205 Live, we had the conclusion of the Cruiserweight Championship tournament with Tony Nese defeating Cedric Alexander in the tournament finals to become the new number one contender for the Cruiserweight title at WrestleMania. Following the match, champion Buddy Murphy congratulated Nese, but would later attack him from behind, standing tall over his former friend to end the show. It was announced for this show that, on last week actually, that Lucha House Party would be taking on Humberto Carrillo, Drew Gulak, and Jack Gallagher. And then also in the main event, Cedric Alexander will be taking on Ariya Davari. So Lucha House Party's on their way out for the first bout of the evening. Kalisto grabs the microphone and pumps up the crowd, screaming, "It's Lucha time!" Drew Gulak, Jack Gallagher, and Humberto Carrillo come out second. Metalik and Carrillo start. Nice flipping sequence from both men. Metalik with an arm drag. Carrillo responds by locking up the wrist, but Metalik escapes. Back and forth that ends up with a double flip stare down. Gulak tags in angry Carrillo for using too many high-risk moves. He gets sent to the outside. The entire Lucha House Party fakes a suicide dive and pose in the ring. Quick tags from the Lucha House Party. They target Gulak's left arm, but strikes and top rope axe handles. Dorado with a top rope crossbody. Metalik walks the ropes and nails Gulak with a missile dropkick. Dorado tags in and hits Gulak with a big chop. Gulak reverses an Irish whip. He distracts the ref and Gallagher puts Dorado on the outside and gets the heat for the heels. Back in the ring, Gallagher wears Dorado down with a headlock. Kalisto gets the crowd to rally for Dorado, but he isn't able to make a tag. Gallagher forces him back into his team's corner. Gulak comes back in, slamming Dorado to the mat and running through him with a lariat. Dorado tags in Metalik, but Gallagher is able to slow down his offense by pulling back Metalik's hair. He tries to rip his mask off, but Carrillo gets tagged in and lays Metalik out with a springboard attack. Gulak is furious and yells for Carrillo to tag out. Double team from Gallagher and Gulak in the corner. Knee drop and clothesline combo. Gulak with a rear chin lock. Metalik gets to his feet, but Gulak clubs him back to the mat. Carrillo comes back in, corner lariat and a basement dropkick. Quick tag from the heels. Metalik hits a springboard, has a handspring back elbow on Gallagher and Gulak, and he tags out. Kalisto comes in hot. He nails Carrillo with a twisting springboard attack and his signature basement Frankensteiner. Everyone gets involved. Lucha House Party takes everyone out with moonsaults and suicide dives, and Kalisto throws Carrillo into the ring and climbs. But Carrillo kicks out Kalisto's leg. Gulak joins him on the top rope for a double suplex. It turns into a Tower of Doom. Headbutt from Gallagher, super kick from Metalik. A shooting star splash from Dorado. Everyone is down. Kalisto charges Carrillo in the corner. Carrillo gets his feet up and he knocks him back down. He goes for his finisher, but Gulak tells him to get down. They argue, and this ends up costing him the match. And Kalisto goes the suicide dive, or he hits the Salida del Sol off of Gulak onto Carrillo, and Lucha House Party picks up the win to kick off the show. Backstage, Mike and Maria Kanellis are being interviewed. Maria says she never doubted her husband's skills. Drake Maverick rolls through. He sarcastically says he's been impressed that Mike Kanellis was able to use his wife to earn a victory, and that he had to save him from an angry Tozawa. He then sets a rematch between Kanellis and Tozawa for next week, with D. Brian Kenrick in Tozawa's corner. He tells Maria that Tozawa will be accompanied by D. Brian Kenrick. Promo from the champion Buddy Murphy. He's at the WWE Performance Center in Florida, which he states in for Tony Nese's safety. He calls Nese the basic model of what a cruiserweight wrestler is, but I am a hybrid. Murphy guarantees that Nese will disappoint. Nese shows up from out of nowhere and attacks Murphy. They brawl until they're pulled apart. Nese screams at Murphy, "You were nothing until I brought you to 205 Live." Commercial for tomorrow's NXT, where the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic Finals will take place. It's main event time. Ariya Davari is out first, followed by Cedric Alexander. The bell's about to ring when all of a sudden, Oni Lorca's music hits. He walks down and he sits next to commentary to watch the bout, and the match gets underway. He and Cedric Alexander have an intense stare down. Davari with a takedown. He starts talking trash early. Headlock from Davari. Alexander bounces him off the ropes with a big shoulder block. Davari goes for a big stomp in the head, but Alexander evades. They tie up again. Alexander wins the exchange with a headlock takedown. Davari breaks the holds. Alexander brings him right back down to the mat. He lands the first strike with a big elbow to Davari's head. Drop kick from Alexander. He targets Davari's chest with a chop on the apron. Davari kicks out Alexander's leg and he hits the apron hard. Now controlled, Davari smashes Alexander's head off the top turnbuckle. He lays into him with jabs before decapitating him with a powerful clothesline. Davari cranks on the head on the neck of Cedric Alexander. He whips him to the mat before applying another chin lock. Alexander lands on his feet after a back body drop attempt. He goes for the lumbar check, but Davari has it scouted. Super kick. Reverse DDT from Davari. He goes for the Cobra clutch, but Alexander blocks it. Enziguri. Alexander starts chaining moves together, a 3-hit combo that ends with a basic dropkick. He gets to the apron and he lands his step-through flatliner. Every now and then he looks at Oney Lorcan on the ringside, who is staring daggers back at Alexander. Davari catches Alexander on the top rope, but he kicks up Alexander's arm, slams him to the mat. A pinfall attempt, but as Cedric kicks out. Ariya Davari starts trash talking that pisses Alexander off as the brawl starts. Alexander with a stiff elbow. Davari surprises Alexander with a kick from the apron. He climbs, hits the frog splash, but Alexander kicks out. Davari goes for the hammerlock lariat. Alexander avoids. He sends Davari to the outside. Top Conhio. While picking Davari up, he steps up Oney Lorcan's jacket. Lorcan is livid, screaming at Alexander, "That's my jacket! What are you doing? That's my jacket!" Cedric looks confused as all hell. "It's just a jacket," as he goes back into the ring. Davari takes advantage of the distraction, and he ends up rolling Alexander up, picking up the biggest win of his entire career. Ariya Davari wins, and he beats Cedric Alexander. As soon as the bell rings, Oney Lorcan jumps Alexander from behind. The two men brawl and have to be pulled apart from security. The commentary explains that Lorcan is upset about his loss to Alexander in the championship tournament. Lorcan lands a cheap shot before the ref finally pull him off, and Alexander is on the ground looking stunned. That's how the show ends, friends. So, the whole gist of this thing here is that Oney Lorcan has apparently signed with 205 Live, and he is officially the newest member of the roster. And he apparently turned heel on Cedric Alexander. So we're going to be having a heel Oney Lorcan on 205 Live. I don't know if that means he's still going to be a face on NXT with Danny Burch, unless he turns his back on Danny Burch and those two feud. I don't know. But Oney Lorcan is a heel on the Cruiserweight division. So interesting. Very, very, very interesting, folks. So that wraps up 205 Live, and now we will get into NXT. As we have the conclusion of the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. I about to say Cedric Alexander. Buddy, Jesus, enough with 205 Live. Ricochet and Aleister Black versus the Forgotten Sons. Also, Matt Riddle was in action. So, we kicked off the show. Adam Cole heads to the ring. In the ring is with the NXT Championship on there, which is currently vacant. Cole wants to discuss his upcoming NXT TakeOver New York opponent, Johnny Gargano, face-to-face. He says he has a million reasons as to why he's going to be the one to be NXT champion come NXT TakeOver New York. He first asks Gargano to come to the ring. Gargano's music hits. He heads out. The crowd is very split over the two wrestlers with back and forth chants. This went on for about 2 to 3 minutes. Johnny wrestling Adam Cole. Johnny wrestling Adam Cole. This went on for about 3 minutes. Cole reminds the fans that he doesn't need their chants. Gargano says he loves them. Gargano says Cole was in the fight of his life at TakeOver, and his path to the NXT Championship goes through Cole. Gargano refers to himself as Johnny TakeOver. Cole reminds him he hasn't exactly been the winner's column of very many of those. Maybe he should go by Johnny Participation. I laughed aloud at that. Cole runs down some of his TakeOver accomplishments. NXT North American Champion, winning War Games, and making his debut by attacking Drew McIntyre and holding the NXT title up high. So I'm going to play the promos right here. Johnny Gargano and Adam Cole come face to face on NXT.
My path to the NXT Championship goes through you. I'm going to show you why. They call me Johnny TakeOver, baby! Johnny, is that supposed to scare me? Because listen, Johnny, I don't know if your memory has been shot, but you haven't necessarily been in the old winner's circle when it comes to TakeOver. I think maybe it'd be more appropriate if it was, maybe Johnny Participation. And the fact is, Johnny Participation cannot beat Adam Cole 2 out of 3 falls. And here's why. I became the first ever NXT North American Champion at TakeOver. The first ever War Games match in WWE history. I won, and I did it at TakeOver. My debut here in NXT, I beat down Drew McIntyre, held the NXT Championship high above my head in the Barclays Center, and I did it at TakeOver. So how fitting is it?
Hard to believe that was 2 years ago.
To the Barclays Center for me to reach the pinnacle of my NXT career by becoming NXT champion and beating you in the process. What has Johnny TakeOver done to earn this championship match at TakeOver New York?
Let me remind you what I went through just to get here, okay? They didn't roll out the red carpet for me like they did for you. I didn't get to debut in front of 15,000 people in New York and get a top spot immediately in NXT. No, my story started June 2015 at my tryout where I was told no. But you know what? I didn't take no for an answer, okay? I fought for one chance, and that chance came at the first ever Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. I fought so hard that they chanted Johnny Wrestling. I fight for everyone out there who's ever been told no. I fight for everyone who's ever been told that their dream will not come true. I fought and I earned everything I have because this place is my life. I will fight to fulfill my destiny. And Johnny Wrestling will finally become NXT champion.
So it's weird, they didn't show what Adam Cole said after Johnny walked out of the ring. I don't know if it shows here. Let's see. Yeah, sure. The two jaw a bit as Cole heads out of the ring, but then mockingly tells Gargano he has such an inspirational story. Cole says Gargano can scratch and claw all he wants, but Cole will be the NXT champion. The rest of Undisputed Era stands on the stage, and that would be Undisputed. Last week, the Forgotten Sons ambushed Ricochet and Aleister Black in the ring after Black and Ricochet's match, as they're hyping up the main event. Ariya and Vanessa Bourne versus Casey Catanzaro and Lacey Lane. This really didn't get started much. I mean, Casey really didn't get into this match. It was mostly just Lacey Lane and Ariya and Vanessa Bourne. But this was really nothing. The match ends in a no contest. Shayna Baszler, the NXT Women's Champion, she comes out with Marina Shafir and Jessamine Duke of the Four Horsewomen of UFC. They come out and Shayna just lays to waste on Casey Catanzaro and Lacey Lane, and Casey tries to fight back, which she does, but she gets caught, and Shayna puts her in the coquina clutch and the sleeper hold. So there's that. Backstage, Ricochet and Aleister Black are getting ready for the match later tonight. Matt Riddle, bro, comes out and he has a match with Kona Reeves. I have absolutely no idea why this guy is still employed with WWE, or NXT rather. This guy is absolute trash. I could give two fucks about Kona Reeves. He's god-awful in the ring. Terrible, terrible gimmick. I cannot stand him at all. He's terrible. But it was announced during the show, Matt Riddle will be taking on the Velveteen Dream for the NXT North American Championship at NXT TakeOver New York. That's going to be a great fucking match. Reeves with a slap to the face. Riddle charges in and Reeves goes back into the ropes, then gets in another couple shots. Reeves lifts Riddle up, reverses. Riddle sweeps the feet, tries for his standing moonsault, and he lands on his feet. That was a great spot right there by Riddle. Running senton, gut-wrench suplex hits, Velveteen's Dream music hits, and the champion is rolled out on a comfy couch by two very, very attractive ladies wearing his shirt and as they watch the match. And this was funny. I just loved the way Dream came out holding the title as he's just relaxing, sitting on the couch. I don't know, couldn't tell if he was eating a snack or something, but he was just laying on the couch like if he was at home, just relaxing, just watching the action go on. It was funny as hell. Dream's awesome, man. Riddle was distracted for a moment and Reeves nearly won the match. Thank God he didn't, because that would have been fucking embarrassing as all hell. Cobra Clutch locked in on Riddle, but Riddle with a reversal into a pinning attempt for a 2 count. Riddle with some big palm strikes, a front kick, a ripcord knee strike to the face, and a flurry of elbows to the head as the Bro mission is locked in for the quick tap out. Matt Riddle wins. Velveteen Dream with a subtle reminder that Dream is truly the greatest. Post-match, Velveteen Dream announces... Get the fuck out of here. Matt Riddle is the winner. Riddle heads over to Dream, drinks from his cup, and then tosses it. Riddle then says he'll see Dream at TakeOver, bro, and heads off. It was announced for next week, Kairi Sane will be taking on Bianca Belair. Just a couple days away from TakeOver New York. And now we get into the main event. The Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic Finals, Aleister Black and Ricochet versus the Forgotten Sons, Westley Blake and Steve Cutler, with Jackson Riker out at ringside. Cutler and Blake immediately charge in, but end up getting sent out to the floor. They take a moment to recover as Blake and Black get things started. Blake runs over Black and locks in a reverse headlock. Cutler is tagged in for a moment. Doesn't do much as Black is able to tag in Ricochet. The two fight off the opponents who head out to the floor again. Ricochet with a twisting flip that clears out both Cutler and Blake. Terrible start for Cutler and Blake. Back into the ring, Ricochet fights off both opponents, goes for a handspring off the ropes, and Riker clubs Ricochet's back as the referee was distracted. Black continues to work over Ricochet's back, and he hits a backbreaker for a cover. Cutler gets tagged in, and he launches Ricochet into the corner. Ricochet tries to tag in, but he can't quite make it. Cutler for springboard neckbreaker, cover for a 2 count. Double backbreaker for a pin, another 2 count. Ricochet finally gets a window for a tag, but Blake pulls Black off the apron, and Ricochet tags out. Ricochet finally tags out after a mistake back Cutler and Blake. Black with some massive kicks on both opponents. And I like the way Black was tagged in here. Ricochet got launched into Black, and he just tagged him right in. That was great. He tags in after a mistake. Yeah, like I said, springboard moonsault wipes out Black and Cutler. Cutler recovers, hits a double underhook backbreaker for a 2 count. Blake is tagged in. He heads to the top rope, and Ricochet shoves him off. Hits a hurricane run off the top rope. Black nearly kicks Ricochet off, who hits a pump kick on a Cutler. Lariat takes out Ricochet. Black with a springboard Meteora. Ricochet tags in, back and forth strikes. They try to suplex each other, with Ricochet finally hitting a twisting vertical suplex. Ricochet heads to the top rope and he looks for his Phoenix Splash, but he lands on his feet. He sends Blake into the floor. Cutler stops him as he climbs up the top rope. And he heads to the top rope. He looks for a reverse hurricane run. Ricochet, being the awesome Ricochet that he is, the athletic Ricochet, he lands on his feet. Crowd goes insane. Blake has no idea what to expect. Black tags in. He hits a kick to the head. Ricochet with a knee strike. Black with another kick pin, and Cutler ends up just shoving Ricochet right to the ring to break it up. Ricochet and Cutler end up brawling out on the outside. Black is rolled up for a 2 count. A backstabber elbow from dropping the top rope for a pin attempt. Ricochet is able to break things up. Cutler leads off the top rope, and he gets caught with a kick. Blake hits the double knees into Black's stomach for a pin, but Black's foot was on the rope. Riker shoves it off. The referee sees it, and he sends Riker to the back. Black hits the Black Mass on Blake, and Ricochet tags in, finishing off Blake with the beautiful 630 senton. 1, 2, 3. Your winners of the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic Finals, or the tournament rather, in 2019. Ricochet and Aleister Black. Post-match, the trophies move to the ring as Black and Ricochet celebrate their big victory as Mauro Ranallo goes over the past winners. First we had Samoa Joe and Finn Balor. Very, very unlikely team there, but they ended up winning. And Samoa Joe was a babyface at that time, which was weird. We had Samoa Joe and Finn Balor. Then we had the Authors of Pain. And then last year we had the Undisputed Era, Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly, when Roderick Strong turned heel on Pete Dunne and joined the Undisputed Era. And then this year we have Ricochet and Aleister Black. And they will be going on to NXT TakeOver New York to challenge the War Raiders for the NXT Tag Team titles. That's going to be a fucking bar burner match. I cannot wait to see that. So post-match, the trophies move to the ring as Black and Ricochet celebrate their big victory. The War Raiders come out, head to the stage, move to the ring, get a closer look at their upcoming opponents. And we end the show with a stare down between all 4 men. Getting really hyped, man, for NXT TakeOver New York. So it looks like the final card is in play, and it's ready, it's stacked for NXT TakeOver New York. We have Velveteen Dream putting the NXT North American title on the line against Matt Riddle, bro. We have Shayna Baszler defending the NXT Women's Championship against Kairi Sane, Io Shirai, and Bianca Belair. We have the War Raiders taking on Ricochet and Aleister Black, the winners of the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic Cup. for the NXT Tag Team titles. We have, what else is here? I don't know, is there anything else? If I missed anything, just let me know. And then we have the main event, Adam Cole versus Johnny Gargano, 2 out of 3 falls for the vacant NXT Championship. And that is that. So guys, if you enjoyed my NXT and 205 Live review, don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe, favorite, RKL like button out of nowhere. Let me know what you think about NXT TakeOver New York. Are you excited? You gotta be, because NXT is the #1 show in all of WWE. No denying that. And that, boys and girls, is undisputed. Hell yeah. That is definitely undisputed. Had to put that in there. For my boy Adam Cole, baby. I love both Gargano and Cole, but I really don't know who's going to win. And I don't really care who wins, to be honest, because I love both men. And it's just going to be a fucking awesome match. Probably going to be the best match for NXT all year long. Or for WWE all year long, rather. But yeah. So, that's it. So, there you go. The Dusty Road Tag Team Classic has come to its end. And, we're having Ricochet and Aleister Black challenge the War Raiders. And then Matt Riddle, Velveteen Dream. That's going to be another great match. I don't know if Matt Riddle's going to win, but we'll see what happens. And Adam Cole, Johnny Gargano. Love it. Absolutely love it. I just love the promo they had on tonight's show. Fucking great. And I'm just more and more hyped for their match, and I can't wait. So, there you go. So, that's it, guys. I'll see you all in the next one. Too sweet. Peace.